going on this morning. Maybe the internet just can't cope with me going live. I'm not sure whether I'm live or not at the moment. It's coming up live. Okay. It's now telling me I'm live, and I've been going for 8 seconds. And at the moment it's doing the looping again. So I really don't know what's going on at the moment. So I'm just going to go and plough on with it and just ignore what's going on. If anyone joins me in a minute and any comments, because it doesn't look like this isn't working, and I have actually refreshed the computer and everything. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It looks like someone's joined me. It's still doing the looping stuff, so I'm just going to go for it. It just can't cope with me on the internet. Mad Julie has brought down the internet in Northampton. And it just keeps flashing the same bit over and over and over again. And whoever was watching me is pissed off because they're really annoyed with me because I've got no one watching me at the moment. So this may be a complete and utter waste of my time. So I will plough on as if this is working, but it's really annoying because it's just showing me the same thing over and over and over. Oh, someone's come back on again. So yeah, comments because if you're getting the same thing and we're going over and over. I just done it again and keeps doing it. It's really off-putting. So I'm just going to keep going. The only way I'm going to know if there's a problem is messages me. Right, breakfast this morning, McVitie's. Honestly, I've only just eaten 2. I've got the crumbs all over the thing. So I'm going to write a letter to McVitie's digesters, breathe their classic camel corn, say that they make far too many crumbs. So what you have to do is lick your finger, and then, because you don't want to waste any of the biscuit. There we go. So, but that's not my chocolate treat today. My chocolate treat today are my caramel wafer bars. Oh, it's really funny, this flashing on and off, on and off. So caramel wafer bars. These are actually by Towergate. Other companies make caramel wafer bars. Yeah, because sometimes I just get bored with just plain biscuits. So I've got these, and I got these from Lidl actually. So I say it's Lidl's make, Towergate, but they're just the same as everyone else. It's, it comes from the same factory. So yes, as I was saying, excuse me, as I was saying earlier, I woke up this morning in my bed like I do every day. It's very rare that I sleep on the couch at night. That's only if I'm too drunk, but I don't think I've ever slept on the couch unless the only time I slept on the couch was Boxing Day night the year we've just had Boxing Day, and it was when I stayed at my brother's house in Tame, and they had so many people staying over there wasn't room for me anywhere else. I slept on their it was a very comfortable couch as well, I must say, Charlie, and I was treated very well. And I was introduced to the game Cards Against Humanity. And I texted my daughter and she was shocked that I was playing that game because it's a game she plays with her friends. I've got my own card set. You may have heard of Cards Against Humanity. My one's called Cards Against Anxiety. Actually, I did have a massive anxiety attack last night, and I landed up taking 2 propranolol. Good job I wasn't drinking alcohol because I've been in the right state. This is really good, actually. I use it with my anxious patients and to work out what is their problem. So this is one of my tools I use. So So no, I don't play. Well, I play Cards Against Humanity with my elder brother, which I'm really shocked about. But I'm not shocked that he plays it, but I think they were all shocked that I, because I think I'm a bit of a prude. I am a bit. You know, when people send you messages, you know, you're texting someone and then they send you a sexual innuendo. I hate those things. It's just not me, you know, and yeah, and it just doesn't get me really talking, you know, innuendo, sexy stuff. But yeah, but no, hey ho. Yeah, just suddenly, just now. So yes, so Cards Against Anxiety. I've got this from the works. Other shops available. See, I've only got one person with me today because everyone else is probably outside because the sun. We got blue sky today. Yesterday was a little bit grey, and I was talking about my caramel biscuits. And oh yes, as I was saying, this morning when I woke up, and I honestly, complete brain dead. I really did not know what day it was, and then I went on to Facebook. And my friend Vicky from work, well, from the old work when I worked at the hospital, bless her, lovely girl. She's got two beautiful little boys and a husband who's a saint. And she'd got no idea what day it was, and it wasn't until my friend Nicola, who does the Sensi, put on her Facebook a big picture that says Sunday, that I knew what day it was. Isn't that awful? You know, when you've had a holiday and you know and you go away for 2 weeks, and by day 10 you've got no idea, and you suddenly get this awful sinking feeling that perhaps you're meant to be meant to be going home the next day. And okay, talking about sexual innuendos, the title the title of today's video, I'm running out of themes, so let's talk about Scruffy Barrel. And I was lying in bed today thinking, I'm going to go live soon. I've got no idea what I'm going to talk about. And the thoughts my mum said, she used to say, keep your pecker up. And it's not because if you look up the definition, it's on Google. Keep pecker up. It means that when you see someone who's feeling down and low, it's a form of encouraging them to be cheerful. And this is what I'm trying to do with you all during this time. And yeah, I know I'm laughing and giggling because we have got the virus and everything, and that is very serious. But we can't be serious. Actually, yesterday, I don't know if any of you caught me. I was doing a day in the life of Reiki Teddy, Fred the Ted, and Isabel. And the only time I was really sensible was when we're in the healing room, because that's about the only time when I am sensible is when I go in the healing room. It's sort of like, right, we're working now, so I could be sensible, but I still have a laugh. And actually, I had a few good comments, and a couple of people said they found it was quite relaxing. So I've had a thought that maybe every day or every other day or something, I'm going to try and do a live meditation from my healing room from Reiki Teddy. Mugs of tea, Charlie. Mugs of tea. And in fact, Charlie, I was alcohol free yesterday. I'm getting a bit worried actually because I'm drinking every day. So in the last week, out of 7 days, I had something to drink on 5. Not good, my poor liver. So I felt last night I gave my poor liver a break. Here's only cider. I mean, we were brought up on cider. Oh, no, I've got the flick of the. Oh gosh, this is it. So me drinking, not this early. I have to wait until 6 o'clock. Remember when Mum used to go, oh, it's 6, Dennis, it's 6 o'clock, can I have my sherry, please? Charlie, you've never seen any of my videos. You'd have to watch some of these videos. You can see how how cheerful. This is fake. You've got to fake it to make it. I'm keeping my pecker up, as Mum used to say. Oh, it's really off-putting. Okay, what I thought I'd do today is that yesterday it was a little bit of a downer because I was sort of whinging about the money and stuff, but and so I'm sorry if it went through. It was about an hour and 15 minutes, and I did have a go at the government and stuff. So and I must admit, there's some posts being put on at the moment. And I got slightly involved in not involved, but I put in my two pennies worth, and and I thought, no, I'm going to stop this because that's too negative. Because I keep saying I just want positive stuff on, and and then I saw someone, and I'm going to unfriend him because I don't really know who. God, I've got over. I wish I was on my phone. Opposite where my friend Julie lives, their roofs are flat, and I've got Brian is on his roof, and someone else because I've just spotted there's some guys on their roof. And what are they doing up there? I'm going to open the window a minute. Hey, what are you doing? Got a bit of excitement going on Eastfield Road today. Oh my gosh, it's all happening here. Unfortunately, they have got their t-shirts on. I mean, if they had their t-shirts off, I would have stopped the live and I go on there going. But if you've seen Brian, it's not worth whistling at. Sorry, Brian, if you catch this later. So goodness knows what's going on. I can shout at them in a minute when this is over and go, "Oi, what are you up to? You need to be here in Eastfield Road in Delapre, Northampton, because it's all happening here today." God, a bit near the edge. Good job. There's a barrier. Oh, okay, I digress. Okay, yes. So I talked about the digestive biscuits making too many crumbs. So yeah, don't want to waste the crumbs because it's like half a biscuit. So I've done that. So I'm going to post Matt Vitty's. Well, I'm hoping if I keep mentioning Matt Vitty's a lot, I might get a year's supply of Jaffa cakes and caramel biscuits. And if I mention Disney a lot, they might give me a free holiday to Florida if I go viral. Not vinyl, viral. Oh dear. Okay. Well, yesterday, if any of you caught the Reiki Teddy videos, and you can probably see, I completely flipped because we did a day in the life of Reiki Teddy, starting up with getting them up in the morning, giving them a bath, giving them honey for breakfast for their lunch, doing afternoon meditation, and then I put them to bed in the evening. So I totally lost it. Well, you can see I'm bored. No, oh God! But I tell you what, it was a lot of laugh. Yeah. Okay. What else did I do yesterday? I did some reading and I sorted out all my books because I noticed behind me. I don't know whether you see this. I'm going to tip this up. See, there's a big pile of books there. It was even higher. It was on my. I've got a little table behind me. And it was even hard. So I suddenly decided, you know what, I'm going to go through that book pile because it was actually slightly depressing me because there's all the books and all the stuff I'm meant to be studying. Well, not meant to be. I'm choosing to study. And I spent an absolute fortune on Amazon. So I'm going to come off Amazon Prime, which will stop me from ordering books. So I know they're not sending out books at the moment, but I've spent an absolute fortune. So I think if I close my Amazon account, I won't be tempted to buy too many things. Okay, so last night, oh, I'm going to I was reading The Nature of Wicca. It's very interesting because I've got about 4 bitches on witchcraft. One, the house witch, the witch in your witch and how to be self-care, and a witch in your kitchen, and the witchcraft handbook. And it's very interesting because my old neighbour, Tony, lovely Tony and Jenny, 2 of the nicest people ever. I'm going to tag them in on this. They're the two nicest people you'll ever meet. I love them dearly, and that's one of the bummers about moving away, because Tony was the B&Q man from next door. Because whenever I had anything wrong, so I just go, Tony, have you got a screwdriver? Tony, have you got a nail? Tony, have you got some glue? Tony, and then you come and go, what's broken? Let me come and do it. So he got known as Tony's the B&Q next door guy. And but we did have slightly differing spiritual thoughts. Hi, Amanda. Different spiritual thoughts and opposite ends. And whenever I sort of pointed out that the Christian Lord nicked us from the pagans, he didn't like that. And one day he turned around, and just before I left, it was about a day before I left, he turned around and goes, "Go on, Julie, admit it, you are a witch, aren't you?" I went, yeah. I'm a white witch. But you know what? A lot of things people do, even though they go, "Oh, you're making magic. Yeah, it doesn't exist." I mean, unless you're a Harry Potter fan. I'm just going to ask it and throw it out there. How many of you out there have done candle magic? Okay. Put your hands up, anyone who's ever done candle magic. Good question, isn't it? And anyone who's done mixing some ingredients together and made a wish. That's a creative spell. Has anyone ever done that? So at the moment, I'm getting no reply. So I'm just wondering, I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anyone who's on to say whether they've ever done candle magic. Because you're all, unless you're pagan or Wiccan, or a white witch, and a witch is a term for a male or female. Wizards, they don't really like that term. So men call themselves witches as well. And there isn't really white witch or black witch. I call myself a white witch because I do things good and work for nature. But I'm just waiting for someone to say yes, whether they've done candle magic. And I'm presuming, because either no one's answered my questions, either there's no one on this video, number two, the video is not going out at all, or number three, you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm just going to point out to you that probably 99.9% of you have all actually done candle magic. And you're going to fall over and go, you what? How many of you have had a birthday? And the reason why I said 99.9, because if you're Jehovah's Witness, you don't celebrate birthdays. Do you still? Yeah, I'm not that type. I'm not talking about magic tricks, card tricks. I'm talking about magic as in Harry Potter. And I'm talking about candle. Well, how many of you have had a birthday cake, had a candle, and they've all said, make a wish and blow the candle out? So you think quietly, you think about your wish, and you blow your candle out. Well, I hate to tell you all, that's candle magic. Yeah. So you have all done, well, 99.9% of you, like I said, unless you're Jehovah's Witness and you're another people who don't celebrate birthdays, have all done candle magic. And a lot of the parents have encouraged you, because making a wish, thinking about something, and then blowing out the candle is you're creating, and you're putting the candle as it blows out, you're blowing it out to the universe and asking the universe to create that wish. Now, sometimes the wish came true, sometimes it didn't, because it wouldn't have come true if it wasn't beneficial to you. Or maybe it came true, but in a different form. But yes, candle magic. And the other magic people have done is at Christmas time, when this is going back to my childhood, so I don't know whether many people do that. When people used to make their own Christmas puddings and their own Christmas cake, it was you'd put all the ingredients together and you take it in turns in stirring, and you make a wish. That again is magic. And yeah, so when you think about it, how many of you, when have you heard the saying, when you see a penny, pick it up, and all the day you shall have luck? It's a talisman. You know, you're saying something. How many of you people say magpies? You know, so it's interesting when people sort of you're completely mad. And this is really annoying. So I was looking at this Wicca book, reading about also. I got as far as the crystals bit, and yeah, it was interesting. But then it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the night. I was going to sleep, and it was like, but I thought I would share with you some of the choices. So I'm going to put that down there because I don't want to lose my place. Some of the books that I've also some I've started, exploring your past lives. I mean, I just want to an insight into what I read. Okay, I don't read books like 50 Shades of Grey. Doesn't do anything for me, and I don't watch films like that either because it doesn't do anything for me. And I used to, in my youth, read Mills and Boons and Harlequin in the bath. A number of times I dropped the book in the bath. But I used to read Barbara Castle. Was it Barbara Castle? Is that what her name was? No, I may have got what is her name? Who wrote all those love stories? They're all exactly the same. You know. So this is a book I haven't looked at yet. My dear friend Susan, Don't Think, Just Love. I never think. But I keep telling everyone to work from their heart centre rather than their ego at the moment. One of my Bibles, the go-to book, is the Louise Hay Heal Your Body, and I use that a lot. And my dear friend who gave me the love book gave me Love Yourself, Heal Your Life workbook because she feels I need to heal myself because I'm a complete loony. So I've got to work through that. So then, and then she, I think Susan thinks I need a lot of help because she's given me a hell of a lot of books. Adoring Virtue, Angel Numbers. There's a lot about numbers at the moment. If you keep seeing the same number, so if you keep seeing the number 516, it means the changes that you're making, combined with your positive approach and attitude, help you to enjoy each day more. So if you keep seeing 516, that's what that means. If you keep seeing 211, now is the time for you to rise above any seeming problems and ensure that every word you speak, write or think is as positive as possible. So you are manifesting very quickly. So if you want to ensure that you focus solely upon your desired outcomes and do not dwell upon any fears. So if you keep seeing the numbers 211, that's what it means. And if you see 212, the more you believe, the better everything turns out. Believe and trust. Trust the universe. So it's my number. And there's another one here. I think this is from her as well. Another number book. This is different to numerology. Numerology is where you assign each number to the letter of the alphabet. So A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals 4, 5 equals E, so on and so forth, down to Z equals 26. No, it doesn't. I tell a lie. You go A, B, C, D, and you put up the 9, and then you go but you do a chart, and then each letter has been assigned. So that's correct. Sorry, I correct myself. So each number is assigned a letter is assigned a number from 1 to 9, and then you keep adding the numbers up. So if you add them all up and you get the number 27, then you add the 2 and 7, you get 9, and then you look up your numerology to understand what 9 means. So so numerology is different from messages in your numbers, slightly different things. This is a book called, it's got a green sticker on it, but if I try and take it off, I'm going to rip it. It's called A Handbook for Light Workers. Now, light workers are people, well, we can all be a light worker. Everyone can be a light worker. I've got no one here at the moment, so I don't know if I'm talking to myself or not. A light worker is someone who works to raise their vibration. So anyone who works spiritually is a light worker. And if you're working in positive light and positive energy, you're a light worker because you're raising the vibration of the planet. I've got a book here, the Kundalini. I've got so many books reading here at the moment. And this is 4 books in one. It's called about Third Eye Awakening, Reiki Healing, Chakras for Beginners, and Kundalini Awakening. And how far have I got in that one? Let me see where I've got. I don't know, I can't remember how far I got in that one. And then I've got 2 books on chakras, which I'm reading at the moment. Actually, I have read that one now. That was really interesting. Chakras Made Easy. So if you're interested in chakras, I've talked about that quite a bit, and people who work with spiritual side talk about the chakras. This one, Chakras Made Easy by Anna Dear Judith. It's such an easy book, and it's written in such simple language that even I could understand it. And then this one is The Complete Guide to Chakras, the vintage edition. Way! Unleash the Positive Power Within. And this is by Amkiko Waters. And I've read about 3 pages of it so far. It's brand new, not been touched. Then I've got one here called Colour Healing Manual. So this is to do with working colours, and it's fascinating how colours affect your life. So now we're going into the heavy stuff. And I managed to read 1 page and understand the Palladian agenda. I'm not even going to go there. A new cosmology for the age of light. That's going to be really heavy going. I'm going to have to drink that when I'm sober. Oh, look, I'm nearly there. I told you I've got loads of books on the go. This is absolutely fascinating. Crystal Skulls. Absolutely fascinating. And my baby brother Jamie, he probably, if he would be interested, this is a really good book, Crystal Skulls, Ancient Tools for Peace, Knowledge and Enlightenment by Judy Hall. Now, some of you who are into crystals will have heard of Judy Hall because she writes all the Crystal Bible books. So her knowledge of crystals is spot on. And this is an absolute fascination, Crystal Skulls. So I'm enjoying reading that. Unfortunately, I had a slight accident. I think it's coffee. Another one that I'm finding interesting, because I start reading a book and I have about 10 books all on one go. I don't just read one book one at a time. I read about 5 or 6 together. I mean, all at the same time. I've got a book there and I read a page there, but what I mean is I read this and read a chapter of that, and then I'll read this one and read a chapter of that, then I read that one and read a chapter. So, and this is quite interesting, True Wand Magic. I'm loving it. It's really interesting, that one. And the last one I'm reading is the Alchemical Healing, a guide to spiritual, physical and transformational medicine by Nikki Scully. And there's some interesting thought patterns in there. It's actually opened my eye up, actually. So as you can see, it's all the books I read. So never give me a book like Harry Potter. I'll never read a book like it's too big anyway. But I don't read books like Harry Potter. I very rarely read autobiographies. I think my baby brother gave me, or one of my brothers, I'm sure it's Jamie, gave me the Donny Osmond autobiography and Cliff Richard autobiography. And I must admit, I never read them through. What do I want to read about? So hopefully, as the title says, keep your pecker up. I'm keeping your pecker up. And like I said this morning, I was lying in bed and I thought, God, no idea what I'm going to talk about. I'm ready. Me? I've always got something to talk. Oh gosh, and yeah, I think I've got one person. Okay, it's going to be a short one today because I'm sort of working on business things. So I'm going to try and be serious for a couple of minutes. Have I ever been serious? Well, like I said, the only time I'm serious is when I go in the healing room. Oh God, laughter lifts your vibration. So it's good to have a giggle before you go and do work with the angels and spirits and guides, and and connecting with your spirit guide. You're completely mad here. Oh dear. Oh gosh, something rocked my boat this morning. I'm going to unfriend him, I think, because I've never. Yeah, I think he's talking from his ego. I can't remember what his name is, but he sort of said that he basically slagged off tarot readers and oracle card readers, angel card readers, and just said, anyone can learn to do that. There's no skill in it, and a child could learn it in 5 minutes. And he completely belittled it and said, "You're not working with your clairs, with your clairessence, your clairvoyance, and clairaudience, and things like that." And he said, "You're not giving accurate messages and things," because he said, "All you do is just saying you need to study and think about it, or whatever it is, just looking at." And he says anyone could say that, and I thought, and he says, but the thing is, I don't think he gets it. Because he said, you go to a medium. Well, if you're going to go to a medium, you're not going for a reading. If for card reading, a medium, of course, they're going to work with their clairescences. They're going to connect with their spirit and loved ones. Because he said, when I go to a reader, I want them to say that in 1999, I fell over and broke my arm. Right. He says, and that gives me clear evidence that you're actually talking about me, or you actually say, that in 1999 your grandmother, who I'm talking now, has said that she made you baked beans on toast in her and served it up on a plate with roses on it. He says, that's what I want for things. Well, card reading is completely different to that. Okay, we are giving you guidance from the angels and the spirits and guide, and he just and then he put some things about them. So, and I thought, because I'm really, I don't like people boast about who they're, they're really. I don't boast about it. But he really rattled my cage. And the reason why he rattles my cage was I've never heard or seen anyone so arrogant and pretending that he says, "Oh, I'm not arrogant, I'm not," and yeah, it really peeved me off. So the more I think about it, I'm going to unfriend him, because he's making out that he's one of these really big. Oh, hang on, no, this thing's it's just falling out. This is a message from spirit. So I'm going to unfriend him because I don't like his negativity and his ego. And it's just going to say, the angels of the card fell out, and it says forgiveness, which is telling me I need to forgive him for his ego and his arrogance, because that's who he is, and he's got his own path. And I've spotted the difference between him and me, and that was my lesson today. So I forgive him for his arrogance and ego, and I thank the universe for the lesson, and to remind myself not to turn out like him, to be big-headed. Oh, I'm really good at this. So a card for the collective today. Okay, the other thing is what I'm going to do. Oh, Kiss keeps flashing up forgiveness. Okay, I've got the message. I've got to forgive not just him. I've got to forgive everyone. I forgive all those people who bullied me at school. I forgive all those people who are horrible at me. I forgive those who bullied me at work. But because of those people who bullied me at work, I left work and put me on this path. So, yeah. Okay. Message received, Captain Clear. Oh, dear. Okay. Yes, card readings. I have mentioned this before, on Healing Hand Services, but I'm actually going to try and go on as Julie King, even though it's on the Healing Hand Services. On a Tuesday, while we're doing lockdown, I'm going to be doing readings for people. Basically, you come on, you write down on the side if you've got a question, we shuffle the card, and we pick one up, and we talk about the message that comes through for you. Okay, you're just going to get one card reading. I'm not going to do a massive reading for you. And then if you like it, we can talk about, a further bigger reading. But that's what I'm going to do, live readings on a Tuesday. So we've got Reiki Teddy at 6 o'clock, and then 7:30 to 9 o'clock on a Tuesday I'm going to do card readings, and that so that'd be on a Healing Hands. And I'm actually thinking, because someone said how beneficial they found the live healing session I did from the healing room, I'm actually thinking of doing a live healing session every day. But I need to think about that, how I'm going to do it. I mean, I know I'm going to do it, but oh dear. Okay, card for the collective. Healing. Oh, card says healing. We're all healing. Mother Earth is healing. The universe is healing. The planet. We're all healing inside. We're all sort of reassessing our lives and what's good and junking everything. I'm going to embarrass my brother. He said that the other day he spent the day clearing out his garage of all the rubbish. Yeah, decluttering. That's healing. Clearing your space. Good bit of healing you did. Your garage was very appreciative of it. I know your body ached afterwards and you were knackered. But you healed your garage. You got rid of the junk. Anything unnecessary. So not only are you physically doing that, maybe you need to start physically de-junking your life. Yeah, healing. Some of us have started some really bad habits. Really bad habits. Since lockdown, like eating chocolate and not exercising and eating unhealthy food. So we need to heal all those bad habits. Actually, I've been hearing some people have actually stopped buying chocolate and alcohol because they're not going out, they're not getting the stuff, so they're being healthy. So but now's the time for great healing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, healing your life. Are you completely happy with your lifestyle? Have a rethink. Are you really happy in your job? Maybe now's the time thinking, you want more from your job or less from your job. Maybe you want to work more hours or less hours, or do you want a career change? Heal yourself completely. So this is a card for healing. I know it's a message to me as well. So I had 2 messages from the angels. And I'm just going to do one more. And then I'm going to go because this is really irritating me. So I don't really go there. Truth and integrity. If you can't be truthful with yourself, how can you be truthful with everyone else? So what do you really think? Sometimes, you're thinking, that person's a dickhead. And you keep it quiet, but maybe they need to hear they're a dickhead, but that's only your opinion because they probably think they're brilliant and you're the dickhead. But truth and integrity, be honest with yourself. Like I said with the healing, I say, be truthful with yourself. Are you really, really, really happy with your job? You get up in the morning, go off to work and come back in a pound mood and with a headache and everything. And because the reason why you got a headache at the end of the day is A, you've been working on a computer all day, and B, you've been controlled by bosses. So be truthful to yourself. Is this the job you really, really want? Maybe it's time to be truthful with yourself and say, actually, the job is earning me money, but it's not fulfilling me to my full potential. So be truthful with yourself, and maybe now's the time for have a change in your life, And a lot of people go, oh, well, I can't afford to do this. Or like some people said to me, whether it's, yeah, I mean, I was blessed that I did sell the house and I got equity to live off. Because I'm on my own, I only get money in before I do. Some people are lucky, they've got partners. So if you've got say you're working in a job you don't really like, it keeps annoying me. It just keeps flashing up these 2 cards. Stop it. So I really don't know what's going on this video. So I'm going to have to play it back. But I'm going to keep going for a few more minutes. And I said, well, why don't you chuck your job in and go for your dream? Because some people, I'd love to set up my own dog grooming business, or I'd love to set up and yes, it is very hard, and they all say it takes about 3 years before you start making any money. But if there's 2 of you and you've got someone bringing in a salary and they're happy with their job and you've got the support, and I'm sure your partner will want you to be happy and content, and yeah, go for it. And someone says, well, I don't know whether I can afford it. Well, you know what you could do? If you work currently 9 till 5 on a Monday to Friday, you've got 2 days left in the weekend where you can start planning and maybe start putting, the feelers out and say, right, I'm going to do doggy grooming in the evenings or at the weekends, and then slowly you can say to your boss, well, you know what, I only want to work 4 days and do dog grooming on a Monday and work the rest of the week at your job. If you're blessed about that, or maybe you can change your times, and then slowly, eventually, go part time with your ordinary job, so you're still bringing in money, working at your part time job, and then eventually chucking your day job and got your ordinary job. Otherwise, people says, "Oh, I really can't afford it," da 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 da. Well, actually, have you actually looked? When was the last time you did a budgeting? And Charlie's can go, Julie, because I am doing budgeting at the moment, and look to see where you are wasting money. And just think that, you are one person who sort of comes home and you're doing a lot of takeaways, or you have a lot of expensive holidays, or you're someone who spends a lot of money on the latest fashion clothes and stuff. Do you really need 10 bags? Come on. I mean, me in the last 3 weeks, I've only lived in PJs, virtually. But you see, I'm not really materialistic anyway. So, and you think, well, work out how much money do you how much money do I waste on books? Okay. So that's why I'm going to cut my Amazon bundle out, because I've got to stop buying the books, because I've got so many books I haven't read yet, so I don't need any more books at the moment. So reanalyze, and then what you could do is like, well, this month I spent £70 or £100 on eating out. I spent that much money at the cinema, and I spent that much money on the gym, but I didn't go to the gym. And then when you work out that, oh my gosh, this month I wasted £200 on stuff, it's like, wow, I could have invested that towards my new business venture. And if it's you just wasted it on books, spending £200 on books, do you really need it? I mean, just imagine. Yeah. The other thing you can do, a couple of saving tips. Every time you get a £2 coin, those who can afford it, have a money box and put the £2 coin in the money box, and you'll be surprised at how much, by the time Christmas comes, how many £2 coins you've got. But be truthful to yourself. What do you really, really, really want? Hi, Kerry. What do you really want for life? So healing, this is the time to heal yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And let me know talk to yourself and be really truthful to yourself. Okay. And if you're not being truthful to yourself, then you're not being truthful to everyone else. I mean, yeah, there are times when you have to do a little white lie. Your best friend has gone out and bought this outfit, and it's making them feel really, really good and making them feel really confident, and they think it's really, the top notch. And if it's built up their confidence and they think it's really good, and they go, what do you think? And you're thinking, it looks like a bloody sack of potatoes. But don't say that, because that will knock their confidence. And the idea with friends, you need to build them up, especially girls have to build the women up. And the idea is not to knock people too much, it doesn't matter. And if that person's bought this sack of potatoes, but it makes them feel really good and powerful and strong, go with the flow. And then about 3 years later, say to them, you remember that outfit that you never wore? It made you awful. But there are times when you do have to say to someone, like if they think, I'm going to jump into this hole full of water, and you could go, well, actually, I don't think you want to, because it's about 6 foot deep. There are times to be truthful, not be truthful. And I've actually said there are a couple of white lies you're allowed to say. White lies. There's like Father Christmas. Of course, there's Father Christmas, because it's the spirit of Christmas, and he's represented in the shape of Father Christmas. So, and the Tooth Fairy. Of course, there's the Tooth Fairy. So there are certain sort of things you have to basically. But they're good lies. That's why I call them white lies. It's like me being a white witch. I'm good. Okay, this is really irritating me, because it just keeps flashing back what I've just said 5 seconds ago. So I'm going to finish now today. So I'm sorry about this. I don't know how many people been on or off or anything like that. But it is a short one today. And I will catch you all tomorrow. And as my mummy used to say, keep your pecker up. And I love you all very much. Don't forget to work from your heart centre, please. Not from your ego and your brain, your head centre. Please work from your heart. Send lots of love and healing to yourself and to the world. Be kind to yourself, as Caroline Flax used to say. Be kind to yourself, and sending love. Namaste. Stay safe, stay well, and stay inside. Love you.